Hi friends, today we're going to review Skills 5, Lesson 17. Let's look at our learning targets. I can review spellings for j, g, and k. I can read The Bone Man and answer questions about key details in the text. I can use planning and templates to draft an opinion. Let's review a previous spelling tree we've made. In an earlier lesson, we made this spelling tree with the k sound. Let's review the ways to spell the k sound. C-K, C-K, and C-C. Some of the words we put on this tree were cone, kite, back, and soccer. Now, let's review our J spelling tree. On the J spelling tree, we have three different ways to spell the J sound. J, G, and GE. I have a few leaves that we're going to put on our J spelling tree. The first word is jug. Which branch do you think the jug leaf is going to go on? Very good. The next word I want you to look at is all the way over to the right. This word is college. Which branch do you think this word is going to go on? The GE. Very good. My last leaf has the word garlic. Which branch do you think this word is going to go on? The G in this word represents the G sound. I just threw that one out there to try to trick you. It does not belong on our J spelling tree. Let's review our learning targets again. I can review the spellings for J, G, and K. I can read The Bone Man and answer questions about key details in the text. I can use planning and drafting templates to draft an opinion. Now we're going to review the previous story, The Hike, that we read. What happened in the story, The Hike? Kate, Max, Nan, and Jack went on a hike. Kate and Max found a bone. Let's describe the bone that Kate and Max found. The bone was long, it was white. How long was it? That's right, it was 3 feet long. The title of today's story is The Bone Man. In today's story, Kate and Max visit a man who is an expert on bones. Before we begin the story, we're going to review a few words you may come across that you may have trouble with. The first two words have the J sound, spelled G-E. The first word is college. Say college. The next word is charge. Say charge. Very good. Here are some other two-syllable words you may see in the story. Western, jeepers, extinct. And two tricky words that you may come across are picture and today. What do you notice about some of the words in the first sentence on this page? This is a page from our story we're going to read today. What do you notice about some of those words? I noticed that those words are slanted. When the letters of a word slant like this, they are said to be in italics. The slanting letters tell us to read with expression, which means we read in an excited way. Before we begin, let's review some vocabulary words. The first word is college. A college is a school where a person can take classes and earn a degree. College comes after high school. Test. A test or tests are a set of questions or experiments used to find out about something. Test. A T-Rex. T-Rex is short for Tyrannosaurus rex. It's a very large meat-eating dinosaur. Sweet. In this story, the word sweet is going to mean awesome. Let's review a saying and phrase that you may come across. Looked at me like I was from Mars. If someone looks at someone like they are from Mars, they're looking at someone like they are saying something ridiculous. Jeepers. If someone says jeepers, that's something a person may say when they are excited. Jeepers! All wiped out. If something is all wiped out, it is all gone. Something happened to make something disappear. Let's read today's story to find out what the Bone Man has to say about Kate and Max's discovery. If you do not know what a word means in a story, you can use context clues to help you find out the meaning of a word. Context clues can be things said in sentences that help you figure out what the word means. While we are reading The Bone Man, I want you to use context clues to figure out what the word extinct means. The Bone Man. Follow along and read aloud with me. The Bone Man. The next morning, Jack said, I just had a chat with a man from Western State College. His name is Ron Fitch, and he is an expert on bones. He has written lots of books. If we bring him the bone, he can tell us what sort of bone it is. He's a bone man? Asked Max. Yep, said Jack. We got into the truck. Jack said that I was in charge of the bone. I wrapped it up and set it on my lap. When we got to the college, we gave the bone man the bone. When he saw it, he broke into a big grin. The Bone Man bent down and said, I could be wrong, but it looks like you found something big here. I have to do some tests, but I'll bet this is a bone of a T-Rex. Sweet! Yelled Max. What's a T-Rex? I asked. Max looked at me like I was from Mars. Kate, he said, T-Rex is like the coolest, biggest reptile of all time. The Bone Man went and got a book. He pointed to a large picture of a T-Rex. Jeepers, I said, he is big. Why have I never seen a T-Rex like this at the zoo? The Bone Man smiled. So did Nan and Jack. You can't see a T-Rex at the zoo, the Bone Man said. They were all wiped out a long time back in the past. The T-Rex is extinct. All that's left of them today are bones preserved in the ground. And there are not a lot of bones. That's why it's such a cool thing that you found this bone preserved in the side of the cliff. Who is the narrator telling the story? Kate is the narrator telling the story. Jack told Kate that she was in charge of the bone. What does this mean? What did Kate do? Jack meant that Kate was responsible for holding the bone and keeping it safe. Kate did this by holding it in her lap. What does it mean that Ron Fitch is an expert on bones? It means that Ron Fitch has studied and knows a lot of things about bones. What did the Bone Man do when he saw Kate and Max's bone? The Bone Man grinned when he saw Kate and Max's bone. Why do you think he did so? The Bone Man grinned because he was excited to see a bone that he thought might be from a T-Rex. The Bone Man said the T-Rex is extinct. What do you think the word extinct means? How do you know? Extinct means that something was once living, but it no longer exists. I know because in the story, the Bone Man said they were wiped out a long time ago. All that's left of them today are bones preserved in the ground. Take out your Skills 5 activity workbook and turn to activity page 17.1 on page 85. Once you have your paper out, put your name and today's date on your paper. We're going to practice using text evidence to find the answers to some questions to our activity page. Number 1, who is Ron Fitch? Ron Fitch is an expert on bones. We know because on page 46, the story says his name is Ron Fitch and he is an expert on bones. Number 2, what did Max tell Kate a T-Rex is? Let's go back into our story and see. I see where Max told Kate a T-Rex is the coolest, biggest reptile of all time. Let's check that answer. And what page did we find this answer on? Page 48. Number 3. Which word is the noun in the coolest, biggest reptile? A noun is a person, place, or thing. Is coolest a person? No. Is coolest a place? No. Coolest is not a thing. What about biggest? No. What about reptile? A reptile is a thing. Reptile is the noun. See how I started my sentence with a capital letter and I also ended it with a punctuation mark. Why is it so cool that Kate and Max found a T-Rex bone? This answer is going to be on page 50. I want to see if you can find it. The T-Rex is extinct and there are not a lot of bones. Go ahead, record your answer down. Make sure you use a complete sentence. Start it with the capital letter and end it with the punctuation mark. Number 5, what should Kate and Max do with the T-Rex bone? That answer is also going to be on page 50. Kate and Max should put the bone in a museum. Let's review our learning targets. I can review the spellings for J, G, and K. I can read The Bone Man and answer questions about key details in the text. We've done both of those. Let's check those off. I can use planning and drafting templates to draft an opinion. Today, we're going to work on writing an opinion piece. Go ahead and turn to activity page 17.2. Remember in our last lesson, we reviewed the writing process. The first step was plan, the next step was draft, and the last step was edit. Today, we're going to plan and draft. What is an opinion paragraph? Very good. An opinion paragraph is when you take a stand or state your view on a certain topic. In today's lesson, we will plan and draft another opinion paragraph. This time, we will be writing a letter to Kate telling her your opinion of her book. Turning your Skills 5 workbook to activity page 17.2 on page 87. Make sure you write your name and today's date. The first thing you need to do is state your opinion or take a stand on Kate's book. This will be the first sentence of your opinion paragraph. Use these questions to help you come up with your opinion. Do you enjoy the book we've been reading? Which part did you like the most? If you did not enjoy the book, what parts did you enjoy the least? Now, we're ready to take a stand. Use one of these sentence starters to help you. You're going to write your opinion in your planning template on 17.2. You can choose to take a stand that Kate's book is fantastic or Kate's book is horrible. Write the sentence starter you chose here. Use one of the sentence starters to help you. Use either Kate's book is fantastic or Kate's book is horrible. Over the next set of slides, I'm going to pause and give you a few minutes to write. If you need more time, you can always watch the video and come back and finish later. Next, you're going to describe Kate's book here. What is Kate's book about? After you describe the book, you're going to write one reason to support your opinion here. After you write one reason to support your opinion, you're going to write another reason to support your opinion here. Write your ending sentence here, and remember, your ending sentence is always a suggestion or you're saying your favorite part or why readers should believe your stance. I am going to fill in the activity page with my opinion on Kate's book. The first thing I need to do is take a stand on Kate's book. I think Kate's book is fantastic. Next, I'm going to describe Kate's book. Kate's book is all about the activities Kate does with her nan. The first reason I think this book is fantastic is she does lots of fun things. The next reason is Kate and Max find a T-Rex bone. That's pretty cool. And lastly, I just think this is the best book ever. Now, I'm going to take my ideas and transform them into the drafting template. When I write on my drafting template, I want to use complete sentences. Turning your skills activity book to page 17.3. You can find activity page 17.3 on page 89. This drafting template looks a little different than the one we used for the class opinion paragraph about the best class event ever, because this one is set up to help you write a letter to Kate explaining your opinion of her book. Get your name and date on this paper really quick. Letters always begin with dear. Deer is a tricky word that is pronounced d-e-r, just like the forest animal, except for the e sound in deer for a letter is spelled E-A. The first line of a paragraph is always indented. activity 17, page 17.2 to help you write your draft letter to Kate on activity page 17.3. The starting sentence of your opinion paragraph should state your opinion or take your stand. Use this section from the activity page 17.2 to help you write your starting sentence. So whatever you wrote in this box on 17.2, you're going to write that on 17.3 as your starting sentence. The second sentence should briefly describe Kate's book. Use this section to write your second sentence. Whatever you wrote in this section on 17.2, you're going to write that as your second sentence on 17.3. The next two sentences should give 2 reasons you chose to support your opinion or stand. Remember to use the linking word because to introduce each reason. Use these sections from activity page 17.2 to help you write your next 2 sentences. The last sentence of the opinion paragraph is the ending sentence, which lets the reader know that the paragraph is finished. You use this section from activity page 17.2 to help you write your ending sentence. Last, you should end the letter by writing a closing and signing your name. Write your name right there. Use this chart of tricky words to help you with your writing. You can pause the video and use this chart while you write. Now, I am going to write my opinion in a paragraph form. I'm going to write my letter to Kate. Dear Kate, Kate's book is fantastic. Kate's book is all about the activities Kate does with her Nan. I like it because she does a lot of fun things. Notice how I took my first reason, I transferred it over, and I used the linking word because. All of my sentences start with a capital letter and they end with a punctuation mark. I also like it because Kate and Max find a T-Rex bone. Once again, I have a capital letter at the beginning, punctuation mark at the end. My last sentence is going to be my closure. It is the best book ever. Cheers. And I'm going to sign my name, Mrs. Renato. Okay, let's take a glimpse at your homework page. Complete activity page 17.4 on page 91 and 92 for homework. Let's review our learning targets. I can review the spellings for J, G, and K. I can read The Bone Man and answer questions about key details in the text. I can use planning and drafting templates to draft an opinion. Happy learning!